the population myth. And again, please do your own research on this. Here's what we're all told. There's too many people on the planet and it's overcrowded. In actual fact, when you look into it, there's not enough people on the planet. Okay, that might be against everything you've ever heard, but think about it like this: with retirement, imagine it's this big pot, and you've got contributors and receivers. Well, the receivers are people at the other end that are taking their pension. They're actually taking out of the pot. Those people are living longer, and we're living in an aging population. So there's a lot of people like the baby boomers, that whole generation, that there was a lot of people were having a lot of children. So it's a big number. As countries become more and more wealthy, generally speaking, people have less children. You can see that across all nations and societies. People have less children. So as countries become more developed, women want careers, they want more education, and also the cost of living gets more and more expensive, and people have less children. So what that means is the amount of people contributing to that retirement pot goes down. Because people have less children, that's less people going into the workforce. So you end up with this kind of upside down triangle where less people are funding more people. And over time, what does that do? Well, it just reduces the pot. It has to. Japan are facing this now. They've actually come out and said, we need to do something now. Otherwise, we're going to be in a real mess in the future. And it's been like that for around 10 years. They've known that this is coming, and they're not having enough people putting in. They're having more people taken out. So across the world, you can see that the fertility rate, I'll show you here. This is historic data, present data, and then forecasted data. You can see in all areas of the world, the trend is the same. It's down and to the right. It's all tending towards around 2, something like that. For the population to be sustainable, each woman needs to have 2.1 children on average to be sustainable. That's what has to happen. I think currently in the UK it's around 2.3, something like that. In Japan they're in a real mess. So think about your pension, your retirement. Your retirement account is dependent on this whole system being sustainable, and we know that it isn't. As countries become more wealthy, there's less people putting in. The other thing is that this is a huge cultural shift to turn around. If you think, let's say we decided today, there's an incentive for women to have more children. Fine. It's going to take 25 years, really, for those children to enter the workforce. So there's a huge delay before that's going to happen. If it ever happens to the degree that we need it to. So for us, this is just a really big, maybe a longer term problem, but something that we wouldn't want to gamble our retirement on, that the system can keep itself going. It's really worrying. Plus, think about contributors. With the cost of living crisis, people are struggling. They're putting their money into their future for retirement might be an optional thing at the moment. If you're struggling to feed your family today, why even bother putting money into your future if you can't get through today? What does that do? It puts more strain on the contributors and more strain on that pot. This is
quite interesting what you said about nappies, Adam, wasn't it?
Yeah, there was, I'm going to butcher the numbers. I can't remember exactly, but one study looked at the number of adult diapers, nappies, that are being used or purchased compared to the number of children's nappies or diapers. And adults,
you mean? Adults, you mean?
Adults to children, yeah. So the number of adults versus the number of children. And it's not a 100% conclusive stat, but it shows you that the aging population compared to the number of children being born, and it gives you some indication of what's happening.
Calling all US citizens. Check out the link in the description to get your free Goalbusters ebook.